Hello, we are back. I've been busy with life and everything else, so here's a deck profile of the deck that I used last week that won first place in our pod here in Davao. And I ran Rescue Ace. This is a July 2023 OCG ban list compliant deck. I've been running purely for the past few months, but it just didn't quite work. So this is what's in the meta in the OCG right now. Rescue Ace or Race. It relies on this tent pole of a card. Hydrant, you really need this card to start things off, and your spell and traps get bonus effects if this is on the field. You have Warriors, the level 3 and the level 4. I really forget their names sometimes, but Air Truster and this other guy. Anyway, this one is a non-targeting negation on the field. Choose the highest attack monster on the field, on the opponent's side of the field, negate its effects until the end of the turn. It's non-targeting. And then this one, upon summon, normal or special, you search a spell card. Now they both have the same effect where, well, not same, but similar, where either on the hand or field, if a monster on the opponent's field activates its effect, when it activates, you contribute it from the hand or field. This summons from the deck, this summons from the hand, except for itself, and you can only use each effect once per turn. This needs two of them. Preventer, this is OCG for now. It's Book of Moon, basically. And then it summons from the banished. And there are a lot of effects that allow you to banish your Rescue Ace monsters. So this summons any Rescue Ace except a level 8, and that's itself. Very good wording. Helicopter, just run one. This makes your opponent add something to their hand, you draw two, you discard one. So instead of just adding a Rescue Ace, you get to draw two, and that could be any card, and then you just discard one card. This card included. One copy of the Fire Engine. Opponent summons a monster, you summon something from your deck. So preferably one of your hydrants or any of the other level 4 or lower monsters. Then Turbulence. I'm still pissed off that this is named Turbulence instead, regularly spelled Turbulence instead of Turbo Lance, like Turbo Ambulance. They missed out on that wordplay. This is a 3K beater. Banish two Rescue Ace cards, mind you, cards, not monsters, cards. Summon it, then set 4. It's that easy. This makes games so easy. And then the rest of the engine comes in form of spell. There's one headquarters. It's basically Pot of Avarice that includes the Banished Zone. Return 4 Rescue Ace cards to the deck, shuffle from the Banish or Graveyard, then draw 1. There's Rescue, which makes you, it's Monster Reborn, but if you have your copy of this on the field, it's Monster Reborn on the opponent's graveyard. There's Alert, which is Warrior returning alive, add a Rescue Ace from the graveyard, or if this is on the field, add from the deck. 3 copies of Emergency, which makes you summon from the deck, tribute from the hand or field, then summon, then that's it, the summon stays. You can also tribute the card that you summon, by the way. You banish this from the graveyard, you set a trap card, that is a Rescue Ace card. Contain, it's a card that makes you negate a monster effect, and if this card is on the field, that card cannot be used for extra deck summoning for the entire turn, so it shuts down their link, their fusion, whatever. Extinguish destroys, and then if this is on the field, that card that you just destroyed cannot activate its copies for the rest of the turn. So really good. Then there's Reinforce. It's quite new. Not a lot of people run this, but the 1/5 boost and can't be destroyed by battle is a good boost. You banish it from the graveyard, you set a spell card from the graveyard. Now, the non-engine cards, the cards that are not really part of this archetype, I put Regulus because they're most of them are machines except for the level 3 and the level 4. Most of them are machines, and you get hit by Imperm, you get hit by Effect Veiler, especially for this one, so you're gonna need to protect your Hydrant and your Turbulence because they're the ones that set up your play. So this protects them. Then you have your Rota, because the level 2 and the level 3 are, the level 4 and the level 3 are warriors. 1 for 1, because obviously level 1. Then there's this newly limited card, Pot of Prosperity. Back then we used to run 2, now it's only 1. It fixes your hand, essentially. Then this. I put in Instant Fusion because I also run another card that protects the rest of our deck. Madragon of the Swamp. Turn it into fire, everything gets protected, especially if you're on turn 1. And if that doesn't work, you can just discard this. For if you already summoned it in another way, there's another way to summon this, you can just discard it. We have hand traps, of course. There's Yukiona, because there are people that run cards that stay on the field. Like example, purely players. You get to pop their monsters that are not noir. BD Crow, I run only one in the main deck. There's only one copy of Droll and Lockbird. Then, of course, Haru Urara. And the TCG's favorite, Maxi. In case that they do run hand traps, you also get to react, because they tend to negate your stuff on the main phase, and almost everything that you do in Rescue Ace happens in the main phase. You must run triple tactics. You can draw 2, you can discard hand card, you can take their monster, run this card if you're playing Rescue Ace. At least 1. Even put it in the side deck. And then Cold by the Grave. Very essential. You will get hit by Haru because you run this. You will get hit by Effect Veiler if you run this. People will, if this will get hit by Effect Veiler. So run this card, CBTG. Now for the extra. We have mentioned Madrigal of the Swamp. And how do we summon this if we don't have Instant Fusion? We have Proxy F Magician. Proxy F Magician makes you fusion summon using monsters on your field, and everything is fire. And this is fire. So it's a Cyverse and it's fire. So you can summon this one because it requires same, so fire but different. So we have warriors, machines, etc. Then we have our our rank ones, because our monsters are mostly, we tend to have a rank 1 on the field. So we have here Anima, and we have here Linkuribu. I am contemplating on putting Linguribu to negate traps, because once we get hit by the trap card evenly matched, everything gets banished. So that's something that I'm contemplating about on the side deck or the main deck. For the rank 2s, there's IP Masquerena, very useful utility, because you can surprise your opponent by summoning this on their turn, or worse, like bringing out something like Trisbane, or maybe even Heat, Decode Talker. Speaking of the Heat, you get Hita and Dark. Almost always you get to you get to steal your opponent's Haru from the graveyard, or you can get something like a DD Crow. So these two are essential. Why this one? If you would recall, we are running Dark Link ones, so that's how you summon that. Then there is Nightmare Phoenix, Spell Trap Removal. Then the other big cards. It's easy to summon big level monsters, so having a BLS, this will literally win you games. This is one of the reasons why I won one of my matches, because I kept pumping it with 1-5 and they couldn't run over it, so it became a 6k hitter. So there's that. Appaloosa to negate, access code talker to finish off games, and then Netherworld. If you're running IP Masquerena and then they're just trying to spam, just take one of the monsters, then that's it. So how did this fare with with this tournament? Our biggest weakness that we have discovered is that once you get hit with massive monster and trap removal, this deck doesn't have anything against trap and trap and spell removal. This has nothing that can protect this. The biggest thing that stopped me was this card. Like, I end battle phase. They just end battle phase, then do this. Then I have nothing else left. So, but we still got to win. We went against TG. Sorry. We went against Thunder Dragons. We went against Super Heavy Samurais. We went against Chimera Illusionist Fusions, and we went against an Adventure Synchron deck. The only loss that we had in with this deck was against the Thunder Dragons, because I wasn't really that familiar with their deck. There's a video of it on the Davao Yu-Gi-Oh channel right now. But anyway, we're gonna try to mix things up together with this deck. I just realized that Blaster is out of the ban list, so that might work. See you guys next time. Bye.